Yesterday on the show, Jalen and I talked about James Harden. Do you know what we talked about? Him missing 22 straight threes. He missed 22 straight threes. Didn't miss 22 threes last night. Last night, James Harden up against the Heat. They were down big. James Harden scored 34 points in the second half, finished with 58 points and 10 assists. It is his 7th career game with 50 points and 10 assists. How can someone go from missing 22 threes to scoring 58 points in the NBA? Like, how does that happen?
As a shooter, you always believe. And as he missed 22 or 23 straight three-point shots, he always had in his mind that he was going to make the next shot. And a guy like James Harden, he actually believes that. So when he goes off the next night for 58, after his span of, what was it, 28, 29 straight 30-point games, he has believed every shot is going in. And that's why the shots are dropping. Now, obviously, James Harden puts in work.
He does.
He gets in early. He stays late. He does all the little things. All the greats that I know, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Dirk Nowitzki, those guys were there early, after, putting in tireless hours and efforts into their shooting. James Harden is no different. So he got back in the lab, put in the work, and knocked down shots.
He articulated pretty much exactly that when he was asked about it after the game. Let's listen to James.
I wanted to be aggressive and continue to attack the rim, take my shots when I had opportunities, and I don't worry about missing shots or making shots. I worry about taking the shots that I work on, and they're going to go in eventually. So whether I shoot 2 for 30 or 15, 16 for 30, those shots are going to get shot.
I love he said, take the shots that I work on, and we showed him shooting from like 35 feet. He's like, those are the shots that I work on. So what's interesting about the Rockets, remember how slow they started this season? And then we all kind of doubted them. We're like, oh, they lost Ariza and Bamute. Their defense has definitely taken a step backwards from the last season to this season. But this is the first time they've really, truly been at full strength. They've got Capella back. They've got Shumpert. They've got Paul. They've got Harden. They've got their team now. Are they a threat to the Warriors in the Western Conference?
Of course they're a threat. Anytime you have a team that had been there before, had challenged the Warriors, you're going to be a threat. And if you look at the Western Conference, if you look at the playoffs, even more so, you win in the playoffs with star power. Why? Everybody knows your plays. Everybody knows your sets. Everybody knows your tendencies. I would say there's a scouting report, but now there's iPads with information. I mean, you get somebody's birthday, their favorite food, where they're going to be on the court. You get anything you want to get, everything you want to get. So now when star power takes over, you need a guy who can go out and create his own shot. Well, who is James Harden? James Harden is by far the best player in the NBA at least creating his own shot and making things happen, playmaking.
Not just creating his own shot, but giving other people wide open looks if he does it. Like, it's either a lob for Capella or it's a wide open three for someone like PJ Tucker.
So if you're going to talk about Golden State, who he had beat already, and they also beat without James Harden this year, the Rockets are a serious threat to Golden State.
Okay. Now, this naturally transitioned to the MVP debate, because right now, as we get to this point in the season, it's no longer, hey, maybe Paul George or, maybe LeBron or whatever. Like, right now, it is either Giannis or James Harden. For you, is it Giannis or James Harden in the MVP?
Listen up, Jalen.
Okay.
Listen up.
Okay.
I don't want to hear this garbage, and I'm going to call it garbage, about Giannis Antetokounmpo being the MVP of the NBA. When you have a guy like James Harden, who is literally breaking history. He's doing something, my man, we have never seen before.
I'm sure I could pull some stats about Giannis that say, oh, well, no one's had this many dunks in a season or something.
Guess what? I've seen Anthony Davis do it. I've seen Kevin Garnett do it. I've seen guys stat stuff. I've seen guys win in the NBA. But James Harden is doing something you may never see again. Will Chamberlain put up record numbers, finger rolling over guys. And James Harden shooting 3-point step backs. And not just that, his impact on the game. He's been the one sole consistency in Houston. I don't know how it's not James Harden.
Okay, here's how it works, though. You know how it works. It's not always the best player in the league. The best player in the league is LeBron James, okay? But he's not going to be the MVP. He's the most valuable player. It's a little bit of a politics thing, and it's a media thing. Remember, They always want to give it to the new guy. Like they're like, all right, we gave it to James last year. He finally got his. Now it's time for Giannis. You know how this works. If you were going to bet, I know you think that James Harden is the MVP, but if you were going to bet on who is the MVP, you would bet on Giannis, wouldn't you?
I almost tilted my head a little bit when he laid some eggs. James Harden, when he broke the streak, I said maybe it's over. And then what does he do? He breaks the internet with 58 points and 10 assists. He breaks history. So James Harden came back to let you know, I'm not going away. I'm not going away. And if you cannot look at that, by the way, the Miami team that they just beat Golden State the other night. They just beat Golden State.
Barely.
So
they accidentally beat Golden State.
Oh, does that matter?
Golden State. Yeah.
There's no slouch.
Well,